answer to Shen, and theoretically, but I have been very critical of Broken Blade's specific gangplank play. I have fielded a lot of criticisms from other pro top laners about his ability to actually carry later on into the stages of the game with Gangplank and put out as much damage as other Gangplank players. So I'm going to keep my eye on him, see what he can do this game, if he can prove them wrong.
Well, he's 1-0 with it so far this split on his single game played. We'll see if he can carry that performance forward. TSM again fighting for a playoff bye. With a win, they tie-break Cloud9 at the end of the day. With a loss, they sit and wait, and they can fall to 4th if FlyQuest beat Immortals. Their fate is out of their hands. TSM between 2 and 4 can be decided off just this in the next game. That is one thing to keep in mind. Of course, FlyQuest can't get top 2 anymore. C9 already got that win, but that was in the running earlier on in the day. And that's going to be the other stakes for the future games. So TSM fighting for that spot. TL at this point, it is tune-up. We know that they are getting first seed. We know this game does not affect their specific spot in the standings. And we know they're not playing the first round of the playoffs either because they have the bye. They're going to wait and watch for who the better teams are in the upper bracket regardless. But how good can TL look in their last game on this patch, their last game of the regular season? 15-3 would be the best record TL as an org have ever gotten in the LCS. And after a catastrophically bad spring split, to turn it around with Tactical joining the roster, Broxa being here full-time, I guess, to be fair, Tactical playing full-time. He played a few games last split. Jat joining as the head coach. TL have turned a bad spring split around back to their winning form of 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tune-up game for Team Liquid, but also, and I think even more so, it is a grudge match here. Doublelift did not leave Team Liquid on the best of terms, despite both sides saying, oh yeah, mutual, we both decide this is probably better for both. And it's not just one side of the bottom lane that has been traded here. This is a very incestuous bottom lane. Tactical used to lane with Treats on TSM Academy as well. So both support players trading both AD carry partners over to the other side, and both of them looking to prove that they are the better bottom lane. Now, there is so much ego in this bottom lane matchup for both sides. Both of them have been very active on social media, even though they are friendly about it and on cordial terms. I love to see matches with extra stakes attached to them as far as the trash talking goes.
Yeah, they won 2019 spring together, and now they're doing battle here into this one. I do want to give credit. I know one meme we get from the internet as they fight back and forth. Really good early trading, actually. Good play. Corey J doing a great job down there. One of the internet memes about TSM is calling TSM the talent suppression machine. You know, they pick up players, they don't last very long, and it goes really poorly. Treats feels like the first really sort of homegrown TSM talent where he played on Academy for them for a full pretty much 2 years, got brought up, and he's been actually really good. Part of the TSM resurgence has been Treats coming back in on the roster, replacing Biofrost, and he's got like 1 death across his last 6 games or so. Like, he's done really, really, really well for the squad, and I mean, as part of this team, can easily help carry that team to 2nd place.
Yep, definitely true. He has not died in the last 5, so we'll see if Team Liquid can deliver him his first in quite a while. On the top side, Broken Blade starting out doing really well with the Gangplank matchup. You charge up your grasp on the minions very easily and just keep on shooting them. Shen, of course, worth mentioning that he did get the extra 20 HP added to the shield passive, and he's trying to spam that. It helps you out a little bit in this matchup. As you can see, you still take a beating, and Broken Blade not hesitating to continue to proc Grasp and burning all of his mana for that harassment and pushing the wave.
A big microcosm of that matchup, by the way, is the energy versus mana pool, where fight towards mid lane chances should be fine, although a Bjergsen slow can make this a lot easier. GLP, Drowsy, Q's gonna land, don't take it. You're gonna walk away and stay alive. You don't want to take that one into the turret. But Broken Blade will run out of mana trying to spam Qs on Shen, and Shen really wants to get the much longer shield cooldown up for each of those parlays, and playing around that can be important. Impact blocking what he can. Broken Blade's mana pool decent as he recalls back to the core.
That's why the strategy for this lane, for the Gangplank, is to push the wave while you're doing it. So basically, you expend all your mana, you go super heavy harass, you shoot them on cooldown, proccing every grasp that you can, every 4 seconds, harass them as hard as you can and push the wave, and then you recall and you refill your corrupting potion. That's exactly what Broken Blade did. He's been playing the beginning of this matchup really well. He even finds Broxa taking Krugs and is able to get a Trial by Fire proc, plus the extra Q here. But Broken Blade, you see, he burned through all of his Corrupting Potion charges for the extra mana, harassing, pushing the wave, and then once you push the wave like that, you get your recall off, go refill it, and buying a cold now to continue trying to farm and to try and outscale the Shen for later.
Impact constantly better at time of the auto attack. Parlay in the air, still gets the barrel knocked down each time. Well done to him. Impact's really got the mechanics still on. So many years after his World Championship victory in 2013, he's still got it. As we all know, he's one of the very best players in this league, one of the best top laners, and definitely a mainstay on the TL side. A lot of trophies to his name, of course. TSM getting the shove down to the bottom side. This would be a bit too early for a BF4, but it'll be Warhammer for Doublelift if I have my gold estimations correct. Treats can easily block the hook. And that's really nice, actually. The timing was tight enough that they get to both go back anyway.
Yeah, love to see it. On the top side, too, looks like Broken Blade was unable to pick up all of those CS. And so Impact on the pushback has established a really good 10 CS lead for himself, with a couple of extra being traded now, but really nicely done for the last hitting. You mentioned the auto attacks that Impact was getting off, timing them better on the barrels, but also his last hitting has been better during the trades, and Broken Blade lost a few in his aggressive push that he tried to pull off. And since Impact is going, obviously with the Grasp, that's basically the only top lane keystone that you're ever going to take on the champion, and you get a lot of the extra sustain in the tree. He is coming out of it with the extra gold.
Now, one thing I want to point out is, at least as far as solo queue is concerned, Shen wins more games than Gangplank in the matchup heads up. Shen's more successful over the course of a game of League of Legends. Doesn't mean he wins lane, but could mean that, has overall more impact right now. And you're seeing with the Shen shields, with the dodge zone also blocking parlay, he's actually got a decent amount of tools to deal with the annoyance of direct shot parlays. Now, that's not going to block barrels very well. In fact, the dodge zone won't block barrels at all. But it will allow him to dodge some of the damage output there, and you saw some pieces of it as he TPs back to lane. Ninja Tabby in, and now we teleport to the bottom side. They want to go for a play right now on TSM. Bjergsen can't get much done. Gonna walk back to mid.
Yeah, there wasn't any setup there, range for Treats, so swing, but not a huge cost, as he was probably going to teleport right back to lane. Treats a little bit far out in the river, but he is Rakan. Plenty of mobility on the champion.
Nice shot there by Bjergsen, getting a chunk in towards Jensen. Gonna fight over the wards. Jensen will still kill it. He's still fine over there. Small CS lead here on the Syndra. Of course, Bjergsen had to blind pick his champion. But Team Liquid now feeling comfortable around the bottom side with that push coming through. Tactical on the early Zerker Greaves gives a lot of power to Ashe. She's really move speed focused. Move speed difference is very, very important on her. And it means they can try for this Drake, but as TSM finish out the wave and come back around, they're able to contest for this one. Now Spica is here. Smite Fight's going to come through. It's Shen over the top. Gangplank ult as well. Who's going to win this one? Picked up there by Broxah. The fight continues with one kill on Spica as well. Kill comes through to Core JJ. Team Liquid getting the better of the first battle of this game.
Yep, they want to use their impact difference. Impact Shen. While you were talking with the setup for that dragon, my eyes were on the mini-map, and Impact was aggressively trading with Broken Blade, trying to actually push him out of the lane first. And then you come in much quicker with the Stand United than from a teleport channel. So even though Impact had to use his teleport to get back to lane from the parlay harassment, he still is able to get the shield onto Broxah, arrives before Broken Blade can arrive channeling his teleport. See on the minimap, Broken Blade's recalling right now, and Stand United comes in. Broxah skirts around the outside of the dragon. He also blinded Lee Sin there, and then he's able to get the burst damage, plus they get the lockdown onto Spica. They get their kill for themselves. First dragon for Team Liquid, first blood for Team Liquid, and they effectively use Impact Shen once again.
Nicely done. So now looking around the map for the next play, 800 gold lead plus a Drake is going to make Team Liquid feel real comfortable right now. Small farm lead for Broxah. Level lead going to be coming pretty soon, you have to imagine. Overall, good things around the board. TSM printing some money because of Gangplank passive, or at least the parlay, really, but that's kind of it. And Cole eventually goes through there as well, but you got to feel good about TL starting to this one. And we'll see if the Syndra keeps stuffing Rakan engages down the line. Again, Impact gets the kill on the barrel, puts the dodge zone, wins that trade, gets the Q back for Grasp.
Yeah, I mean, his Shen, a thing of beauty to watch ever since the old days as well.
Yeah.
And we saw earlier, there were some Team Liquid games where and specifically the Dignitas one. Obviously, one that got a lot of criticism as they did not want to fight any of those objectives early on the bottom side of the map, and Impact didn't have to use his Stand United early. He just held it, and he held the cooldown as a threat over their head. TSM tried to call Team Liquid on that and make him use it. It's a very difficult thing to do because you kind of have to make an offensive move and draw out the cooldown, but still not overcommit to it so that you don't lose anyone. In this case, they were so committed into the Dragon, and Broxa did a good job getting the smoke screen down on Spica. I believe he was just trying to sacrifice to go for the smite fight, and that Team Liquid were able to not only use it, but also get both objectives out of it. And now they've got the reset. Bottom sides are being swapped up to the top here, and they can try and set themselves up for a nice Rift-Trailed usage as Broxa has that one in hand.
Well, Trees puts down a ward to get rid of some of the vision that TL has, but ooh, that hook was just off to the side. Treats, I'm not sure if he saw it coming or just really had the nerves to keep going the same direction, expect the juke, but either way, it is Team Liquid moving their champions up to the top side of the map. No plates taken on the bot lane, but champions have already been swapped around. Herald, of course, already picked up by Broxa, and they want to shove that one down eventually to get some extra gold in the pockets. That's Double Authority here to hold top lane. He's not going to get anything too much happening down there. Clears the wave, no problem. Very easy with all the attack damage that she has on that Xayah, and everything's going to be just fine. Blue buffs and both mid laners, and 106 to 100. Pretty close game overall.
Yep, definitely still close. The main thing we're waiting on is the next force here, because once again, with this swap that Team Liquid initiated, they get the possibility of trying to use that Stand United on top side very effectively. Nice little trade here from Impact. He knows he has to use his shield and get out after the quick huge trades. But you see Broxa has just been hovering up behind the duo this whole time. Both Broken Blade and Impact with their ultimates at the ready for the possible fight. But nobody stepping out of line. No, no CC going to land on the top side. TSM play it very defensively, just trying to stick through their own jungle, as they don't want that one to break open, because if you do and you lose that fight, Team Liquid also having the Rift Trailed can be a devastating push on your outer tower.
Well, wait to see that push happen. You got plates still up for 2.5 minutes. Bjergsen misses the cannon. Unlucky, it happens, but we move on and wait for the next big play. Speak is heading back to the bottom side, and we keep tracking Broxa. Rift Herald is slowly timing down. Warrior done second here, but he built other items first and had the boots, and also the Ruby Crystal means he had a pretty rich recall overall. Doing just fine right there as Core JJ goes to fight for some more ward control, gets to get rid of a lot of these. Broxa, as we mentioned, down towards the bottom side here again, which means it's going to be hard-pressed to find a way to give the gold over to Tactical, if that is the goal.
So, looking at the macro too, Team Liquid have made the choice to keep their duo lane top. They would rather get top turret plates by hand and give up this dragon. In the reset, TSM have reset onto the bottom side with Double Lift and Trees, trying to break Team Liquid's possibility even super early on of trying to stack those dragons. In doing so, though, you give up money on the top side. Core JJ and Tactical obviously will be uncontested on their turret plates. And since there is a Rift Herald here for Broxa, 3-14 minutes, you just take down the first 2 turret plates. Then as you're auto-attacking the third one down, you get the entire turret here. And the timing works out so nicely. So this is a huge gold increase for Team Liquid that has been paid for by a Cloud trade.
And that's a nice play. I actually, overall, in summation, oh, this is going to be a big kickback. This is a 4 versus 1. Goodbye, Impact. You could have done nothing about this one. A nice play there, but there's still more happening. Shelly is still alive. She's going to die there, so no charge into the inhibitor. But TL get 2 full turrets, including first turret, including 5 plates as recompense. Now, that said, because bot lane has no defense either, TSM are also getting 4 plates bot side, maybe a 5th, and maybe their own turret kill here as well. So, end of the day, it is still plus at least a turret on the TL side, but a kill and a Drake on the TSM side. And it looks like, yes, this turret's going to fall as well. So look, both teams got 5 plates, both teams got the outer. The trade was top lane tier 2 for a kill and a Drake, and that feels not bad for TSM.
Exactly, and that's why I started the macro discussion with it being a choice off of the reset for TSM, and then doubling down on that push to make sure that with the gank, they actually got a kill's worth of gold too in catching Impact, one of the better scenarios for TSM, as Spica made the long route and jump over around on Lee Sin to get the kickback and kill, to be quite nice for them. So as you're saying, full turret plates mined by TSM since they doubled down on the commitment to their early macro choice.
All right, so TSM playing the game still very close. I know a lot of people thought this might have been the preview of the finals. TSM with a very long winning streak. TL obviously in first place right now and will be so until playoffs show us otherwise. This was going to be a hype match in the making, and it is so far. One Drake apiece, the gold within under 1,000. Certainly a tight battle between these two titans in the LCS. Team Liquid, 4 titles in the last 5 splits. TSM more titles than anyone else in league history.
Spica's on a ward. Team Liquid know that they have full control on the bottom side because they have Broxah here. They had vision on Spica, who's hovering around mid. If Team Liquid just tell Jensen, hey, play safe, then they can continue to try and bully down there. And Jensen does hit a stun.
They're going for it. Big damage coming across. They're going to force the Shen ulti down as well, enough to keep him alive. And will there be a re-engage? Broxah can't land the CC. Out they go. Bjergsen, nice try. Burned his real flash.
Yeah.
Help get that damage in.
That's huge losses for Team Liquid. Because of the counter push there from Bjergsen, landing that bubble and forcing that, they lose not only Shen and the Flash, Shen Ultimate and the Flash, but look at your mini-map, Broken Blade gets the top turret because Impact also had to leave there. And those are the downsides of having to use your Shen Ultimate in the defensive positions. The shoot button has been pressed. It's at a cost. That thing is not free. And the top tower taken by TSM in payment. But really, the credit does go to Bjergsen in the mid lane, forcing that. Him and Spica pressuring on Jensen to get the cooldowns and get the pressure opening on the map.
All right, the wave's going to be clear to the mid lane. TSM to a gold lead here into this one. 200 gold ahead right now. After bleeding first blood on the first Drake, have found a lot more to do in the mid game as we crest 16-10 into the game. Second Herald is up. TL got the first. It got them a big push topside. Spica just throws at the Q. Not going to try. Not going to lose his life with a chance at a smite. So we'll see what turret TL kills down the line. Easy blue hand off to Jensen as Broxah does some leashing. All 5 of TSM, though, are in mid, and they're here first. This means a lot of damage on this turret. They shouldn't be in too much danger, but might be a play in. CoreJJ, though, pushed back, taking some damage, walks away. Cooldown still available on TSM's side, and not enough damage on the turret to kill it, so it's going to stay alive. TL able to defend in time, and that will stand.
Yeah, even though there's significant damage done to the health bars, TSM without the immediate minion wave, not going to keep up the pressure here, as Impact is pushing top side, and bottom side minion wave would have crashed into the turret. So both sides paying attention to the presence of their side lanes. Double Lift does not want to give up that juicy double stack minion wave on bottom side, and Impact trying to continue to keep pressure, because even though he doesn't have his stand united, his teleport was at the ready. He could join the team after getting the top side pushing. So that's why you call a stop to the fighting towards mid, stop to the pressure on that tower, and you turn your eyes towards your reset into Dragon. Control wards picked up by 3 of the members on TSM, 2 of them on Team Liquid, and they use their second Rift Tail to break an opening.
This looks to be enough damage. If the turret's at half, it'll die to a second Herald. That's going to be enough damage. Down it goes. And the gold gets closer yet again as TL picks up their 3rd turret of the game, tying the game in that regard. Gold-wise, I should say. They're up in turrets right now, 3-2, and now fighting over the bottom river. Now, they have not been able to shop with the gold they just picked up. That can be a small piece here. Treats wants in, waits out the play. Can't find a single bit of crowd control, though, as TL definitely kites back. And now TSM are going to go for this play. They're missing a couple of ults, but they still feel comfortable to start fighting this Ocean Drake. Double lift on Essence Reaver with some crit over the top. Tactical arrow back up at about 5 seconds. TL are pushing forward. CoreJJ not going to take the damage. Bjergsen finds the sleep, goes to the play, stolen again. Broxah again and again and again outsmites Spica. And it's time for TL to run away. Broxah can ult to safety if he needs to. Wait to the quick draw instead. He's going to be just fine with that one. TL walk away with their 2nd Drake of the game.
Broxah gets it again, and meanwhile, they had Impact called over with the stand united. So once again, TSM do get the side push at the cost of a Dragon going to Team Liquid. Now, I want to take a look at it again and see if it was a combination here. So Tactical respecting his old lane mate. You see the early flash there? He preemptively flashes before Treats goes in with the W. Treats not wanting to expend an extra summoner to close that gap on top of it. but that was very close, and now Tactical without the flash, but Broxa slips into the back of the pit. TSM want to go for the 50-50 here. Stand United is on him. It's the end of the line, plus the smite combination going down there. Spica didn't get his off. Meanwhile, of course, the cost for using your Stand United to make Broxa confident in going for that Dragon Steel, confident that he won't get immediately turned on, is that they got a wave pushed up, but no damage to the turret. So Team Liquid pretty happy with that steal.
Doublelift can feel comfortable in mid lane. He's got flash, he's got cleanse, and of course the ulti up on the Zyre. Empire Cannon gets one auto, has to still put in 3 to knock it down, and does so pretty easily. I'm personally a fan of IE second for pure DPS, but we're going to move off of AD carry builds for now. It's old hat right now. TL pushing out the mid lane yet again, or at least looking for the wave in a second as they kill off the wards. Big farm lead. Oh, nice. Yep. Couple of barrels. Impact getting some extra money. You know, it's so nice, right? Because Gangplank gets free gold from using Parlay, and he gives Shen some free gold for putting barrels down and letting him last hit it. So, you know, he's sharing the wealth, and I appreciate it.
I have seen a couple times, though, Impact kills the barrel instead of a minion. So there were a couple of ones like that where he prioritized it over the trade. But damn, Impact he's been practicing his whack-a-mole or something. His timing is quite good on these barrels. Obviously, Shen actually has decent attack animation and decent attack speed, but he's been very good at it.
Really impressive stuff by him. So, look at this. Very, very close game here. We'll say gigantic farm lead to Broken Blade. Of course, he has been often stuck over in that lane as Impact ults over. Broken Blade gets a turret, gets a wave or two, shoves it in, does whatever else. But it's keeping the game close. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, Team Liquid have still done a very good job of pushing. They have gotten more Drakes overall. They've taken the Heralds. They have done a lot in the objective game. And TSM keeping up mostly via farm. So now we'll see what comes through next as Max CDR is in for Broken Blade. It's the more spellcastery build. You can go IE second. I'm not saying you have to, but it is more damage if you do it. But getting Max CDR instead.
And now the table. Oh,
just barely.
Nice little dodge there by Treats. I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the game, but here's the engage.
Double stun comes across over the top. The rest of the team, those could be a kill, a charm, into a knockup. They're going to go for this fight. TSM, they've already got a 1-for-0. Treats burns the stopwatch. Just barely double stays alive, but Impact trades one back for the knockups again. Another 1-for-1. This is a 3v3 now on the map, and it's TL's time to run away. Bjergsen goes in for more, looks for the sleep pretty soon. He looks for another paddle star, going to look forward. Can he find Impact? With Lantern, he cannot. Out they go. Again, the fight is equally traded 2-for-2. AD carry or support and jungle versus AD carry in mid. Different roles on both sides. Now back on the map. Nice little barrel chain there. Impact a bit low.
Yeah, and Bjergsen still has a flash too. Bubble doesn't land enough, so Impact will be fine. I stashed away from him, and it is a reset. 2-4-2 in the middle of the game. Freak, this game, the pressure is just building so nicely with all the early choices that they traded. Here's another look at the arrow being dodged by Treats. Nice dash away from him, and the counter engage. Good ultimate from Broken Blade, gets the slow down. Spica goes in, even kicks out the Graves that has Shen on top of him, and allows Doublelift to go so aggressively. He just ults in onto Jensen. Tactical tries to fight off Doublelift with the Ashe, but since Tactical doesn't have his flash from the earlier burned flash in the Dragon fight, he can't get out after being in the middle, trying to dish out the DPS there, and then they end up trading those 2 kills. He still dealt a tremendous amount of damage, but Broken Blade with the ultimate and with the barrel chain was the big one for TSM to get it all started.
Alrighty, so once again around the map, it's again a close game. Exactly what we expected. A preview of what many believe to be the LCS finals of this split. TL back on form, TSM back on form for the first time in so terribly long. It had been a lot of disappointing years for TSM where they, I think, made one final across the last 3 years or so, but now looking to be ready to go again as Broxa is here to knock down Baron Nashor. A little bit of damage, but TSM on the other side of the map, they're able to easily just quell any look at that Baron and instead grab this Drake, no problem. 2-2 in this scoreline. And imagine if Broxa had not been able to get both Smite steals, TSM would have Dragon Soul already.
And honestly, that was a really good call. Another good setup from them, because if you split and you have double Scryers on the top side, then you can just continually check the Baron, and they have Spica / Broken Blade, who have teleport and a global ultimate ready, secure that dragon. Now 2-2. This game is, not to mention, everything that goes into it as far as standings implications. But I've just enjoyed the back and forth from both teams. A lot cleaner of a game than we've seen for most of the year.
Yeah, totally agree. This is, I mean, I think both players know it. And I'm happy that TL is taking this game incredibly seriously. Even though they do not have playoff standings on the line, they are already locked first. They are playing this game to win it. They're playing with respect. They're not doing, you know, limit testing as we had it out of Golden Glue in a couple games ago. They're playing this game very, very well. And TSM, obviously, they know what they're fighting for. Playing very much as TL's equals in this game. Broken Blade just shoving down a couple of barrels to deal some damage. Items still coming through for Spica as Black Cleaver is now done. And we're going to see Broxa moving towards his own Death Stance to keep that scale going. Very slightly ahead on the Graves, as you expect. The better farmer in this jungle matchup.
So now I want to turn my sights forward and look into the future a bit here, because this is where the game really starts to get interesting. You start to develop a power difference for the split push on the side of Gangplank. Shen has a ton of wave clear that Impact has invested in his build, going for the Tiamat on top of his Sunfire cape. But since Broken Blade hit the 2-item power spike with his Essence Reaver plus Trinity Force, this arrow does land, and Doublelift doesn't want to take any chances there. Cleanses early so that there will be no follow-up death sentence. But that does allow a little bit of first move for TSM. As Broken Blade, he tried to AoE the wave, push back Shen a little bit, and then make a possible move towards mid. Impact then can slip in, make use of his great AoE with Tiamat Sunfire, pushes right back, and is going to try and get that last little bit of a push for Team Liquid so they can get their vision deeper.
And that slow cleanse from Doublelift was, I believe, intentional. That's not old man reflexes. That's him saying, do I need to cleanse?
Is there follow-up?
Okay, Thresh is coming. Okay, yeah, he's going to be in hook range. Okay, let's cleanse and walk away. Like, so that can be memed on. Like, sometimes you'll see slow summoners. It's like, okay, you should have flashed or cleansed earlier. That's Doublelift having the space to react and saying, okay, yes, I have to burn this. So, smart play out of him. It does mean the cooldown's still going to be down for about 3 minutes. He's going to hope it's back in time for a climactic fight. Cleanse will be down for the Ocean Drake if that is fought over instantly. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that will be a summoner disadvantage, as Tactical will easily have the arrow back up. And so we'll see if that comes through, but the game's still very close between these two teams. IE done. Great 3-item spike now for the Xayah. Similar spot for Tactical, but not there just yet with less farm and no kills.
And it's going to be an exciting dragon fight as well, because everybody has full summoners available to it. And the solo laners are approaching their level 16 for the split pushers, Impact and Broken Blade. But step number one, obviously, you're going to still have to keep vision over the Baron area, because you don't want to give that up in a over-focus on the dragon. So you have to split your vision a little bit. TSM are doing it first and trying to set up with some of their wards through the jungle leading up to it. Grixon even getting a little pressure onto Impact.
And that would have been a 3v1. No one was going to be in range to help Impact easily. If that bubble lands, if he doesn't sidestep that one beautifully on Impact's side, that might have been a kill on Shen. He would have respawned in time for Drake, but it would have meant maybe top lane tier 2 takes a lot of its damage. As it is already, they're doing good damage there. Bot lane split push for Jensen. He has TP if he's needed, but bot lane outer drops. Top lane tier 2 still dies because TL aren't dedicating the resources to it. TSM still have a full minute until the Drake spawns, which means they got plenty of time to recall with their newly gotten gold and look for a play. Jensen also on this side of the map, able to go for a blue buff there, so find something else to take away. And we'll see now, 43 seconds till the Drake spawns. TSM not going to be able to take that recall, except maybe just on Broken Blade, who will be picking up a BF sword and so. Okay, it's actually going to be towards the Sterix Gauge pickup with the pickaxe and the jar on his fist there, so some extra damage, a bit of extra health. Gonna make sure he gets front line a bit better, as there's not a lot of true tanks on TSM's side.
All right, setup is huge for this, because if Team Liquid can get their vision established first, then they have such a big advantage. Your Syndra keeps your eyes on the Rakan. Syndra's, one of her big jobs is stuffing Rakan engage. If you scatter their weak, stun through the Rakan, you can very often just 100% to zero that Rakan. And the Rakan, it puts a lot of emphasis on their ability to make the long range quick engage. He flashes for it.
Box comes up, double knockup. Paddlestar's not going to land. Trees has to watch out. He's running out of health, and he could not Zonia's in time. He was CC'd during the ulti, but able to get away. Gets the heal back on. Sleep in the front line. Impact. He is so thankful he is tanky that would have killed any other champion on the team. TL low on health bars, TSM the same, but they've got the river, so they've got the honey fruit. And Treats back up to about half HP, can queue off the dragon as well and get the health bars up. TSM gonna feel comfortable right now. Ulti's gone in both cases, but Doublelift has his summoner back, has his ulti up, he's ready to go. Poke almost gonna land, it's gonna put Core JJ to sleep. This time around, the smite does come through to Spica, and Brox will have to wait around on the wall, get the lantern back out, and TSM are on Soul Point.
Okay, so they're going to go for a reset here. You see some recalls and Team Liquid establishing control over the Baron. I think they can just threaten it. I would be very cautious about fully committing to this. And TSM looked like they want to make a call on that bluff. Oh, teleport is being channeled by Broken Blade, though. Maybe they weren't as confident in calling that bluff. They actually fall for it. Teleport burned by Broken Blade. So Team Liquid happy with that little maneuver.
Yeah, I mean, TL kind of like made sure that their team showed on the ward as they attacked it, right? It gets vision for, you know, that last little second as it dies. They're like, look at these ash arrows flying over the wall. Look, we're hitting Baron. Okay, reset. And it's like, okay, blue trinket, TP, let's go, like spot it. Oh, okay, it's good job, right? It's a cooldown bait. It was nice little stuff right there. Again, want to point out Ocean Soul coming soon on the TSM side, 4 minutes from that objective being on the map. TL have grown themselves a small gold lead. You can see they're up about 1,400. That is not massive, though. That doesn't always mean everything. Doublelift actually doubling up on the QSS here on top of the cleanse to really make sure he can survive in case TC comes in his way. He can survive a lot more this way, and we'll see if he can get out the damage as a result of that.
Tactical actually just hitting Baron, starting it up here. Broxy comes in to tank it. And this one, there is one Scryer available, but it is on Doublelift. He's in mid lane. He's walking away from Baron. He's not going to use it. Team
don't know.
TSM aren't going to check. Team Liquid
They sweep too late. TL run right back into the river. And TSM said, we're going to clear waves on our side of the map. The sneak comes through. TSM dropped the vision, and Team Liquid with a punish for that.
Caught him sleeping there. Team Liquid. They backed off the Baron really early the first time, and TSM were so scared of it, and they even used the Broken Blade teleport. But the second time around, Team Liquid able to just sneak this one away. TSM, whew, they're definitely crying after that one. But now you have to refocus on trying to hold versus the split push here. Impact on Shen gets right back to duty for Team Liquid. This Baron goes a long way in accomplishing their goal of trying to get that side lane pushing. You see even Jensen is pushing out on the top side, and they have their full safety-free squad in mid. With Thresh there, you don't have to really worry about anything. All you have to do, tactical push the lane, Core JJ hover around him for the lantern.
Kobe, on a macro level, this is so interesting because the Baron buff times out 16 seconds before the Ocean Drake spawn. So obviously TL won't have the buff for that fight. But what's also interesting is they have to recall during the Baron buff in order to shop and use the gold so they can be powerful enough to fight for the Ocean Soul as well. A stun double, he's got 2 cleanses. He's going to be fine. He's actually going to save all of them. Ult instead. Not sure if that was the ideal one, but he's going to stay alive regardless. Mid lane turret will fall. I am going to be very curious how much TL does during the Baron buff and when they pull off to shop and fight for the Drake. How much do they get? How greedy will they be? And will they be caught too far up when that Drake fight comes in? For now, they've already gotten 6 turrets. All tier 1s, all tier 2s are gone. Still a minute 20 left in the buff. They can't use all of it if they want to shop for the Drake. Bot lane being pushed in by Impact.
I love the discussion, not only because of shopping for the Drake, but also because the setup is so important. You know, with this amount of engage that they're facing, I would advise a super early recall with the Baron empowered recalls for them, not only to spend, but to be able to replace wards. Right now, Team Liquid's wards here up very deep in the blue quadrant do not have a lot of vision closer to the Dragon Pit, and during the recall, TSM can move up during that time. So with 1 minute left on the Drake, TSM fully reset. They buy a couple extra control wards there from the rest of their members, and they prepare to make the push towards Dragon to set up for it. Team Liquid doing the same now.
All right, so with 30 seconds left on the Baron, about 50 seconds left on the Drake, the recalls come through for Team Liquid. They could not crack an inhibitor turret. They got the rest of the tier 2s, though. And now this is going to be their setup here. Of course, top lane tier 2 taken a while ago, and actually, I'm seeing a TP spent top side. Of course, Impact, he's level 18, he's got 1,000,000 armor. He can ult in and use the last 10 seconds of Baron buff to force TSM top side when no one currently has teleport available. The Drake spawning in 20 seconds. Broken Blade will have it for the Drake, but now, as you mentioned before, right? Ulti from Shen is faster than Summoner TP from Gangplank. Shen can always taunt to stop the TP from Broken Blade, and then, Broken Blade can't do the same to him, so possibilities are there. 5 seconds on the Drake. If TSM get this smite, they get Ocean Soul, and they close the gold lead with that regen, functionally.
He's teleporting.
Right now. Okay. Teleport is gone. As I mentioned, the TP can't be used, but Impact has to be careful because Broken Blade can ult into the fight. Impact might have a hard time doing this. He's going to try anyway and just take the damage. This is an outright 5v4. It's time for Spica to find the smite. There's a ward in the brush. It is an outright 5v4, but TL are backing off and giving TSM some space. Back in the pit they go. Smite! Grabbed crucially by Spica, and here comes the battle. Broken Blade not yet in the fight, though, so Impact taunts in. They catch Bjergsen. Doublelift on the way out. He's going to have to ult soon. When's it going to come down? Finally pops into the air, looks for the root. When can he flash away? He can't do it at all. It's 3 kills picked up. Only now can Broken Blade even try, and it's not going to matter. Why even bother? The spike comes through, but TL get 4 kills, and it's time to crack the TSM base.
TSM get the Ocean Soul, but at a tremendous cost. Freak, 4 kills plus gonna be maybe half of their base. With these death timers, Team Liquid will lay destruction to the TSM base.
2 crucial mistakes, dropping vision and losing respect of Baron, and then fighting the 4v5 with Broken Blade could not show, and they're going for the turrets. Team Liquid looking to deny TSM that buy. Cloud9 fans cheer. C9 will be the 2nd seed in playoffs. They will get that buy alongside Team Liquid. TL 15-3, the best they have ever done in the LCS. The top seed in the playoffs looking for their 5th LCS title.
There will be no